So I'm here with Sarah today, and she is the owner of a gym, so she's obviously working out a lot and working with clients all the time. And I'm going to ask her a couple questions about her training, just so you get a little bit of a background. So how many times a week do you work out, Sarah?
About 6 days a week.
About 6 days a week, and you do like workouts of the day,
Yeah.
and pretty intense stuff.
Like metabolic training, metcons, AMRAPs. We do Olympic lifting, powerlifting, kettlebells, body weight movements. We run, row, bike. So try to cover all the basics.
Okay. And you were a college basketball player, yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So very athletic. Has had some knee surgeries, and we've worked on some movement skills with her. And today we're going to kind of do an assessment with her and look at how some things are functioning, and then we're going to do some movements to see kind of some before and after. Again, based on her training, the way she trains, she's maybe working around some things, or working to correct some movement patterns and pain issues. Normal patterns. So quickly, I'm going to go ahead and look at just to see how her muscles are responding. This is a general muscle test. Ready, hold. So she's good, and I'm going to push the muscle, hold, and it inhibits. So I gave the muscle a stimulus that says let go, and it did, so it's behaving properly. I'm actually going to go to the other side and go ahead and hold. So that one's strong also, and it also inhibits. We did a little work off camera earlier, and that one wasn't working, so we got that working. Okay, so the proper response then is the muscle should be strong in the clear, unless I give a preface it with something as to a reason why it might not be strong in that position. Otherwise, if I give it a certain stimulus to say let go, it should also let go. So I'm going to go ahead and do some pre-testing with Sarah. We're going to do some kind of upper body and lower body muscle tests just to kind of look and see how things are working. So let's do biceps here. So I'm going to do a bicep test with her. Hold. Good. And I'm going to shorten the bicep. Hold. And that's hypertonic. So that one won't let go. So it should let go. It's not. Okay, so there's a hypertonic one. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and do a push for her tricep. Ready, hold. That's strong. I'm going to shorten it. Hold. And that one weakens. So that one's correct. Okay. So bicep here. I'm going to pull. Hold. Good. Okay. I'm going to shorten the muscle, and that one weakens. So that one's normal. So we got a hypertonic bicep on that side. It doesn't go weak. Now, it may be that there's a receptor in this muscle that's not behaving properly, and if so, I can maybe give it a rub here, and then shorten it, hold, and it's not there. I can give a rub up in the shoulder, shorten it, hold, and there it is. Okay, so there's something about in the shoulder area that's causing the bicep to be overly strong when it should relax and let go. Okay, so let's do some lower body stuff. So go ahead and get on the table. So I'm just going to do hip abduction. Ready, hold. Good. And push out, hold. Good. Especially since the other day those were weak in the clear. Okay, ready? Hold. Okay, and again, hold. That one's not hold. Okay, so bring that one up. Ready, and hold. Good. Now, if I shorten this one, hold, that's normal. Okay. Now, when I say normal response, I didn't really give it any stimulus other than to let go. So it may be that if I give it a couple of taps, hold, that it weakens. That's not normal. So it took some stimulus from me. I had to do something, and then the body says, oh, no, I don't like that, and it lets go. That's not a normal response in this case. So go ahead and bring this one up. This was weak in the clear. Now if I give it a little rub, hold, it gets strong. That'll last for not very long. So if I do it again, ready, hold, it's weak in the clear. So there's a kind of a stimulus response. There's what it is without any stimulus, it should be strong. With a certain specific kind of stimulus where the muscle shortens when I push the ends together, it should get weak, that's normal. If I give a tap or a rub, or if I give it another stimulus and it should be strong and it goes weak, then during exercise there's a potential for that same thing to happen. That you'll get a strange activation of the muscles and a motor pattern that's not good for performance or lifting, and oftentimes can cause pain or some other things like that. So we're going to look at those contexts today. We're going to have her move around. We're going to kind of look at some patterning. So let's do hamstring. So ready, hold. Okay, hamstring is strong. If I shorten it, hold, it goes weak. So that's normal in the clear. Okay, and that one's weak in the clear. So if I give it a little rub, hold, it's still weak. Okay, so we have to do some other stuff to check that one out in a little bit more detail. Okay, so go ahead, Shannon. Now, I've worked with Sarah for a while, and we're working through some things. Some things stay fixed on her, some things don't. She trains hard, and a lot of times the actual exercises that she does, we've discovered that certain ones done certain ways tend to activate certain muscles that can kind of set things off to go weak. So what we're going to try to do today is to discover or show kind of some of those principles where a certain way of doing an exercise may create a better orientation as far as how the muscles activate, and doing it a different way may cause a problem. So that the way that she's doing the exercise can be kind of a solution or maybe part of the problem, so we would want her to maybe modify the exercise in a certain way. That would be a cognitive approach. When I say that, what I mean is, if I think about holding my arm up versus I'm looking over here and I'm just holding my arm up, those are two different things. My intention is different. One is conscious, one is subconscious. So I'm going to do a couple of tests with her with regard to that. So I'm going to have her think about holding her arm up, hold, and she actually goes weak on that one. Now I'm going to have her look at the camera, hold, and she's strong. Two different pathways. So let's do this side. It can be different on each arm. Okay, so think about holding your arm up. She's weak. Okay, think about looking at the camera and hold, and she's strong. Okay, a lot of times that's actually the reverse of what I usually get with people, which is if they think about their arm or they think about the limb, they're strong, and then they look away and they start moving around, and then things don't work quite right. So what that means, though, is that when Sarah's thinking about it now, she's had some pain in the shoulders. So in her brain, looking at or thinking about her arm may create a pain pathway scenario. In fact, I'm going to test that right now. So, Sarah, I want you to go ahead and think about your arm. Think about your shoulder. Ready? Hold. Okay, do it again. Think about your arm. Go. Good. Actually, it seemed like it was more elbow that time. So, if I have her think about her arm, and I rub around her elbow, hold. No, let's do the shoulder. So if I rub the shoulder, think about your arm, hold. She's strong. Okay, so something about the shoulder, if I give it a little rub, that kind of makes the pain receptors or the other receptors calm down a little bit. So let's do the other side. So I'm gonna rub around the arm and shoulder again. I'm gonna have her think about her arm. Ready, hold, and she's strong again. Okay, again, that will wear off. Okay, that rub is now longer there. Look at the camera. She's strong. Think about your arm. Ready, hold, and she's back to weak. Now, there's ways to correct that, but she can't correct it on her own. There's a certain activation pattern that has to happen in order for the brain to kind of let go of the pattern that it's currently using.